Hey guys, welcome back to My Way with the Morleys, and this video is all about caravan servicing. So as some of you might know, we've owned our caravan for just over 12 months now, and one of the first things we had done when we got it was get it serviced, because believe it or not, it hadn't been serviced other than the first service, I don't think, after the previous owners had it. So one of the first things we wanted to have done was to get it serviced, get it checked over, make sure everything was fine. Now, if you buy a new caravan now, a lot of the manufacturers will guarantee from water ingress for a period of between 7 to 10 years, and that was the case with this one, though unfortunately that warranty would have lapsed because it hadn't been serviced, and that tends to be one of the stipulations that people put on a warranty, is that you have to have it serviced annually for a damp report, etc, etc, etc. And if that's not been done, your warranty is null and void. So it really makes sense to get your caravan serviced. Now of course, knowing what we do, we make videos, we will introduce to you our mobile caravan service engineer, who's here, and we'll introduce you to him now.
So this is Mick. Mick, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, good morning. My name's Mick Detheridge from MD Mobile Caravan Services. I'm based in Tipton and I cover sort of all the West Midlands.
Excellent. So Mick's here. If you want to, we've got a full service due today. So if you want to give us some idea of what that entails, what you'll sort of be doing, and those sorts of things.
I'll start with the chassis and the braking system and the front damper. We'll take it all apart, have a look, grease it up, clean all the brake shoes out, change the Alco hub nuts as they're one shot, so we change them every time. Yep. Grease the damper, grease your corner steadies, check all the chassis bolts. And then after that I'll get my overalls off and we'll do the clean bits on the inside.
Excellent. So if you want to give us a rundown of some of the other sorts, so you offer a full service.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you do and that you offer?
I do motorhome habitations, appliance repairs. I'm on all the manufacturers' websites as regards repairs on new stuff as well as second-hand stuff. Mostly anything. I mean, if anybody's got a problem, by all means give me a ring and I'll point you in the right direction if it's not something I do.
Okay. So we'll, at the end of the video, we'll put links obviously in the description to where you can find Mick. You've got a Facebook page as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
So we'll put links to that. So if you are local to the West Midlands, you can hit Mick up for a service, or if you, I think you also do pre-inspection. Is that right?
Yeah.
So that was one thing we didn't do. We bought this completely blind, and got lucky, thank God. Well, we'll find out after today whether we've still been lucky.
It was all right last year.
But obviously, if you are considering buying a new caravan, it might be worth getting in touch with somebody like Mick. Are you part of a sort of a guild, or not necessarily a guild, but part of a group where people can find other sort of mobile?
Yeah, I'm a member of the approved workshop, which is AWS. It's run by the NCC.
Okay.
And it's governed by the Camping the Caravan Club and the Caravan Club.
Okay.
And it all runs through the National Caravan Council.
So if you've got somebody who's maybe in Scotland or another part of the country, that they'd be able to find a local engineer that's trusted, that's approved.
Yeah,
and
that's audited every year as well. There's a guy comes out, he audits the paperwork, your van, all your tools, make sure you're doing everything as you should. Yeah. Excellent.
So let's Mick get on with some doing some work and stop wasting his time.
Not a problem.
And we'll get on with it.
I didn't actually.
Oh, you put them on?
I put them on.
And did you talk them up to any specific...
Yeah. Like it says in the manual. 105.
But, where are we? Oh, no, that's it. Just finding somebody you're happy with, that's with. Right. Brake shoes, make sure they're not started to lift or delaminate off the actual shoe itself.
Yeah.
They're not, so they're good. There's plenty of meat left on them. So we're going to clean them all out and adjust them up. Make sure the drum's alright with nothing. No, you're alright. Bearing feels fine. We've got no grease or anything leaking out. So no play in the bearing. Put it back together, adjust it up.
Excellent.
Change the nut. They do.
Is that single use?
Never used to be. On the Alco ones it was single use. The BPW used to say you could use it up to 5 times.
Right.
But I tend to change them every time.
So how
would you
know?
Exactly. So I change them every time.
Yeah.
Just and it's so you know where you're standing.
Cool.
We're going to torque this one up to 330 Newton meters,
Right.
as per manufacturer's instructions, and they stamp it on the drum so as we know.
Okay. That's why you've got such a massive breaker bar.
Yeah.
So are you just doing it so it just binds?
Well, we're going to lock it right off first,
Yeah.
and then back it off.
Is there much adjustment on them, or?
No, not really. Not once you've took all the dirt and that's it. That's what we
Yeah.
want. So we just bind it on that, and that'll be quite nice.
So we've come to the front now.
Yeah.
So we're just checking the.
We'll check the front gate to the side, make sure there's no splits or cracks in it, so we're not oozing any grease out. That one's fine. Check the breakaway cable. Check the electric cable, make sure it's not nicked, anything like that. We'll test the light in a second. Let's have a look at your pads on your hitch. Down. And there you go. We're in the green, it's okay. That's showing us your pads are fine.
Okay.
Yeah. No playing, nothing, we're alright. Now as a tip, when you're towing and you want to reverse,
Yeah.
do you bother lifting the blue handle up, or do you just reverse?
I'll just reverse.
Right. If in the down position, the tow ball is solid.
Oh, okay.
Right. If you lift the handle
Yeah.
just halfway,
Yeah.
then you get all the movement back in the tow ball.
Right.
So when you're reversing, the caravan will react to where you want it to go.
Ah.
So when it's
tip.
locked and it's on the back of the car, that tow ball.
Okay.
So when you reverse, you're fighting
Yeah.
against everything.
So if you lift it to there, it's
Yeah.
still obviously clamped
still
onto
attached.
the tow ball.
Yeah, it's only when you take it that last bit
Then it
that
drops
you drop
out.
off.
Okay. Excellent.
And that's purely for reversing, and that's the same on the Alco one as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, we'll grease the damper,
Mhm.
which is all part of your braking system. So away we go. Side light is working this side. Yeah. Left indicator, right indicator, brake lights. You've not got a high one on this.
Nope.
Reversing lights, fog lights, number plate right side, number plate left side. Yeah, great, all them are working.
So what we're doing now, Mick?
Right, I'm going to disconnect the battery and then I'm going to do a drop test to see how healthy your leisure battery is.
So what's this little device you've got?
It's a drop tester. What it
Okay.
does, it puts your battery under load,
Yeah.
so we can see whether it's good or bad. So we've got, it's a 75 amp hour battery. Press test. And we got, yeah, we've come back on a green light, which is okay. That's not a problem with that. One thing I will say, it's a 75 amp hour battery.
Yeah.
If you use the motor mover, they recommend sort of 100 amp hours or above.
So it's a smidge underpowered, is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
basically, yeah. Because of the amps the motor mover pulls, it'll drain it down very quickly.
Okay.
Something to bear in mind. We're going to use a manometer, as recommended by the approved workshop. Bulkhead regulator,
Yeah.
with a fixed test point on it.
Yeah.
Turn the gas on. Also, while I'm here, I'll check your gas hose.
Yeah.
Make sure it's not perished or anything like that, and check the date. And we're looking at second quarter of 2016, so it's what, just over 12 months old.
I think I put that on.
Yeah. So reading on the manometer.
It's like a big blood pressure device.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That gives us your lockout pressure just over 30 millibar.
Okay.
Right, that'll do. We sat about 29 there. So we'll leave that for 2 minutes, and that'll give us a pressure test of the system. If it
Sure.
drops, we've got a leak.
Yeah.
If it stays as it is,
Yeah.
we're all right. So at the moment, we've got the charger pulling 0.15 of an amp.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at this. If I knock the charger off, then that's it. We've gone down to virtually nothing, which is great, which is what we want. So put the charger back into the system. So yeah, we're pulling 0.15 of an amp. So,
yeah.
Right, so let's have a look at the fridge. Then there you go. Your fridge is pulling just over 0.6 of an amp. So that's telling me that the element's drawing current and it's working as it should.
Yeah.
So I'll turn that one off. Water heater, and that will pull. There we go. 4 amps. 3.85 amps. So that's doing as it should. Space heater, 0.5 kilowatt. 2 amps.
Yeah.
A kilowatt is 4 amps, just over 4 amps. And if we go for 2 kilowatt, there you go, 8 amps.
So that would be why, if you've got the kettle on and the heater on full, you may trip out the electrics.
You'll soon trip the electric off at that.
Yeah, because you might only have a 10 or a 16 amp fuse in the electrics.
So yeah, and if you've got the fridge running as well,
yeah,
yeah, you soon
it soon all adds up, doesn't it?
Yeah. On, so we can.
So the gas is, from a leakage point of view, is fine.
Yeah, we've got no leak on the gas system, so we can test the gas appliances now.
Okay.
So we're on to gas appliance testing now.
Yeah, I'm going to physically test all the gas appliances.
Good, okay.
Right, what we're looking for is a nice blue flame. No orange and yellow bits. Yeah, we've got them on the ends of the tips, as you can see.
Yeah.
That's acceptable, but certainly down the bottom where.
And the burner.
Yeah, that's it. The burner itself, you've got a nice blue flame. So. That's
you know, if there was if they were orange, for example, what's the cause and what's the remedy to that?
Cause could be a blockage in the valve.
Yeah.
Especially on a hob with food and that spillages.
Yeah.
Or you end up changing the burner.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also want to listen to the thermocouples. That's 1, 2, 3.
Really wish I'd cleaned this now.
And the thermocouples turn off the gas supply. If your bottle runs out,
yeah,
and you're cooking,
yeah,
then you hear them click out. They shut down the gas system. So when you connect up the new bottle,
yeah,
and you forget to turn the hob off,
yeah,
it doesn't allow gas to come through.
Ah,
you've got to physically turn it off, turn it back on.
Okay.
So,
never even knew that was the case.
Yeah.
So onto the grill.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
You heard that thermocouple go then?
Yeah, you heard them all knock out, didn't you? There you go.
Right, the grill's fine.
Right, nice blue flame, yeah, and it increases and decreases. And you'll hear that one drop out in a second.
There we go. So I think there's going to be a problem with this one.
On the oven, let's have a look.
Yeah. I assume that was just air that was in the...
Yeah. There we go. That's a nice blue flame. Things don't normally play up when I turn it.
I can't remember which one it is, but it may be the oven or whether it's the grill, but we do have to hold it for
longer than
an amount of
normal.
time. We said this sort of off camera that the reason for that is that there's an issue potentially with the thermocouple that is not allowing it to work properly, and in which case you just need to replace that.
Just as a tip, when you pull up on site for the first time,
yeah,
and you want to use gas appliances, always light the hob first,
yeah,
just to get the air out the system, because you can see then the flame's lit,
yeah,
and you know you've got air through, and then lighting the fridge becomes a little bit easier, and the fire, and also the water heater.
Okay, great. No, I was saying that we haven't. This fridge hasn't been used on gas since the last time you tested it.
Been 12 months.
So
right, select the gas. Open the gas valve.
Yep.
And
ignition.
Ignition. Now we still have a little bit of air in the system, so come on, do me a favour.
There we
there
it
we
moved. There we go.
There we go.
So just airing the system from lack of use.
Well, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Although we've lit the hob,
Yeah.
you know, you've still got a supply from the branch. To
Sure.
So we should be able to let go of that now. And there we go. It stayed in the green.
Excellent. So I've heard that using, if you've got a fridge that's, or if you've just come to site or whatever, so your fridge might not have been on the journey there, the quickest way to cool down a fridge is actually to use the gas.
Yeah. Or
to
if
use
it's a hot
it
day.
Use it on gas.
If we should have a summer and it does get warm, really warm.
It is warm sometimes.
Run it on gas and it'll keep cool. It works better on gas.
It works better on gas.
Yeah.
What's next?
Fire. Turn your knob. I always turn it all the way around to maximum.
Yeah.
Open the gas valve and then hit the spark igniter. Right, and that's what I'm looking for there.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's burning. I'll have a look at the flue outside in a minute.
What are we doing now, Mick? The
Right.
dreaded damp test.
Damp test.
This is the bit that we were fearing last year, wondering whether we'd bought a duffer.
Right. Now we've got a problem. 25%.
Okay.
And then it goes down to 11%.
So it's that corner.
It's that corner. I would say it started to bleed in through the window seal. 28. 40.
Right.
So 30%, yeah. I say we've started to break in through the rail on the outside, I would imagine.
Okay. How are we looking there?
Yeah, we're still getting like 20%. It's dropping down. So I'm just trying to find out where it ends. 18. Yeah.
Is it likely that water would be moving from the front to the back though, and just actually sucking it in?
Yeah, the problem, the way it's constructed, you'd have a rail. So what it does is the water gets in, it just stops on that rail.
Right.
And so I'll try and find out where we're going.
So that's going to bring us to the end for this video. I may do a little bit later on, but unfortunately I'm going to have to go to work. So I'm going to leave Mick here just finishing off the damp report. We have highlighted a problem over the front window, which you know, I'd rather know about that than not. So, and I guess that's the reason why we have this service done, because whilst it's a problem, if we know about it, we can get it sorted out. Do you think it's a big job, or?
No, not really. It's going to be a case of you can stop it before it does get severe.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about safety at the end of the day. So, you know,
I mean, it's disappointing news for us, but I guess it's better to, at least we've experienced the caravan for a year. I mean, it's not to the point where it's likely to be, you know, hopefully we can sort the problem out and get it repaired. We think it's coming in from the awning rail. Get it repaired and get it sorted out, get checked again. If we were this time last year having just bought the caravan, I think we would have been
disappointed.
Very disappointed, but you know, hopefully we can get it sorted out. Yeah, so thanks very much, Mick, for coming along, for agreeing to be in the video. In the description below there will be a link to where you can find Mick, so if you are in the West Midlands, I'm sure you'd be happy to.
Yeah, by all means, if anybody wants any information, I'm more than happy to talk to them, or if they want to book a service, I'm more than happy to oblige.
So we'll put a link in the description, also a link to Mick's website, so if you want to get in touch with Mick direct, you can do. Hey guys, so that brings us to the end of this video. Actually, about 8 hours has passed since you last saw me. I had to nip into work before Mick got a chance to finish the damp report, but I'm pleased to see that the rest of it is fine. So we did highlight a problem which we mentioned. There's also a bit of a problem around by the door. We've got details of somebody who can possibly do that and a mobile repair guy, so there might be another video in that, in hopefully putting right our problems. At the time when we sort of found out, I didn't feel overly concerned about the issues that we have. It's kind of the better the devil you know than the devil you don't. So in a way, I'm pleased that we've caught, hopefully, the problem before it's too late, and it won't cost too much to repair and to fix. Mick asked me actually off camera whilst he was doing the work. He said, does it involve more work than you thought? And my answer to him was actually no, it doesn't. I'm really, really pleased. It's really comprehensive. I know that everything has been fully checked in the caravan, and we're ready to go for another 12 months. There's a couple of things that were checked and a good peace of mind to know. The friction pads in the hitch were all fine. Also, the little trick about lifting the handle, not unhitching, but lifting the handle allows the hitch to free up. So reversing is hopefully maybe a little bit easier. That's a little top tip for us. So there's a few other bits and pieces. The motor mover rollers, we knew they needed doing last year. In fairness, we seldom use the motor mover, and it's tend to be something as a last resort, and we've never been in a position where we've actually been really, really stuck. So that's fine. We know the spare wheel needs doing. The spare wheel is the original tyre that was supplied with the caravan, so it's a 2010. So we do need to get that done, and we will get that done soonish. But I think the more pressing issue is to get the damp repair work done. So one of the things that we didn't record actually was Mick tightening up the wheel nuts, torquing them up, and he did make sure Kate saw that. I think he has to do that legally, or that's the sort of way they like to work. So that was all done. It wasn't shot on camera. Kate was meant to be filming it, and Mick did the praise to the camera, but she didn't press record. So apologies, Mick. I know you did that for her, but she didn't have the heart to tell you at the time. But she didn't press record, but everything was done in accordance to how it should be. We're really, really pleased, so thanks very much again. So that brings us to the end of this video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. Hopefully it's been useful, and it's been good to see a mobile service of a caravan. I'm really, really pleased how everything's gone and the thoroughness of the whole service. We have actually booked Mick in for next year, so all good from our side. So that just brings us to say, if you liked it, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't, let us know why. If you've got any comments or you want to get in touch with Mick, hit us up in the comments below. All of his details are there in the description. We've probably said that a million times already. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next week for another video. Thanks.